Rashad is just a regular high school senior trying to stay on the right path in the A. He works a 9-to-5 for his Uncle George and keeps a close eye on his impressionable little brother Ant. He's got a crew. His best friend Esquire, an Ivy League hopeful who has the grades but needs a person of influence to get him over the hump. And then there's the girl who's got his attention, Nunu. Ant sees how dope boss Marcus rolls and asks his cousin how he can be down. The cousin makes the intros. Esquire finagles his way into meeting successful businessman John Garnett. A letter of recommendation from someone like him could go a long way into getting into an Ivy League school. Rashad gives Nunu a ride to the bus stop. Along the way, they get to know each other better. When her favorite song came on, it was a layup for Rashad. Marcus rolls up on Ant and his little buddies. He asks Ant if he's ready to fill out that W-4 form and put in some work. Marcus lets them know that this ain't all fun and games. It's a business. Ant is so caught up in the ends that he can't see the means. Rashad lets Ant know that you don't have to slang product to have money. Little Ant is getting some dope girl groupie sex in the back seat when right outside, Marcus beats down his own cousin for being short on his money. Nunu finds Rashad's drawings and supports his dream of being a cartoonist one day. The next morning, Uncle George has to put up with the shine of two young cats fresh off of dipping their sticks the previous night. Mr. Garnett invites Esquire over and gives him that letter of recommendation. Before he leaves, he wants him to meet his daughter. It's Erin, aka Nunu. Turns out the city girl is really daddy's girl. She tells Esquire not to tell Rashad. Ant gets busted when them dope dogs stop at his locker. Getting pinched is part of the game, but he still owe money for the lost product. Rashad tries to put Ant in check. Uncle George floats the idea that maybe extra income in the house might not be such a bad thing. A Karen informs Mr. Garnett that his daughter is hanging out in the hood. Mr. Garnett snatches her out of the skating rink. Nunu accuses him of being hypocritical since he grew up in that same neighborhood. Nunu wants to talk to Rashad, but Rashad ain't trying to hear it. He don't even want to hear why Esquire didn't let him know beforehand either. Esquire does some soul searching and returns the letter of recommendation to Mr. Garnett. Little Ant gets robbed. That's two fumbles. First the product, this time the money. Uncle George gives Rashad some OG advice about losing good friends just because you're in your feelings. Marcus looking for Ant. Ant is into him for $2,000 and Marcus wants his money. Rashad goes looking for Ant. Marcus finds Ant first and takes him into an alley. And then, I know that ain't who I think it is. Rashad pulls up and Marcus aims that thing at him. The two tussle. Pop. We're in the hospital. Ant was shot. Rashad tells Ant that he loves him, but he's got to let him choose his own path. The outro is a montage. Esquire got into the Ivy League school after Mr. Garnett came through for him. Uncle George is getting some cutty, and Ant went back to school and got them grades. And old Rashad landed his dream job. He's a cartoonist at the newspaper.